What's up guys, welcome back to Reynolds Rides and welcome to part 6 of my mods and repairs series for my 1989 C4 Corvette. If you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. My name's Jeff, and again this is my 1989 C4 Corvette. That's my 2012 F-150 EcoBoost, and this here is our pride and joy. 2003 Honda Odyssey with a 6-cylinder VTEC. If you're not new to the channel, welcome back and thanks so much for the support. I want to replace the wiper blades on this car. I think they've been on there a while and they don't work very well. So I went to Walmart and looked up in the book what wiper blades I should get for a 1989 C4 Corvette, and for these Reynolds ones, this is what the book said to get. When I bought these and got home, I noticed that this blade is a lot taller than the one that is on there, and that kind of made me think that by putting these on I'd run the risk of the hood hitting the wiper blade, and I didn't want that. I'm not sure if you can see that very well on camera, but this Reynolds one is probably 1/4 of an inch taller to maybe a 1/2 inch taller than the blade that's on there. So anyway, I went on to Corvette forum and was just doing a little research just to see if anyone else has had that problem. You know, obviously I don't want to drop my hood and have it land on the wiper blade, so I basically found out that you have to get more of like a low profile blade and use that, which is what this looks like, and this, you know, obviously you can tell is not. So I went to Rock Auto and I found these AC Delco ones. A bunch of people on Corvette forum said they used them and they worked fine, so I'm gonna use these. Just FYI, hopefully that's helpful information for anyone who hasn't changed their wiper blades on their C4 or who's new to C4 ownership. Just make sure you get like a low profile blade and put that on there so it doesn't hit against the hood. Feel free to add anything to that, guys, in the comments below. That's just kind of what I found out. If you guys have any other helpful information, please comment below. So to get the wiper blades off, it's pretty straightforward. You have this little spring-loaded tab right here, so you can get a screwdriver and pry up on it, or just use your fingernail, and that'll release the spring-loaded clamp that's holding it in place, and you should be able to just pull it off. Every wiper blade's different, but for this style, it should all be the same concept. New wiper blades are on and look good. Check it out. So I've got the old wiper blade that came off just up next to the new one that's on there, and as you can see, they're basically exactly the same height. And here's a comparison of what came off, which is in the front, compared to the Reynolds wipers that I bought. Again, you can tell it's a lot taller. Here's the part number of the AC Delco blades I bought from Rock Auto. They weren't too expensive. I can't even remember how much they were, but that's the part number. I'll put a link in the description below. So here's a look at the new blades tucked under the hood. As you can see, lots of clearance. Those Reynolds ones, you know, they may have worked. There may have been enough clearance, but for me it was too close for comfort. Okay guys, so what we need to do is replace the rear hatch weather stripping. As you can see, the piece that's on here is absolutely cooked and it's not doing anything. It's all separated and gross. So I got a new piece of weather stripping right here that we're going to put on. I also have new gas shocks that hold up the hatch, so I'm going to put those on, and basically just need to start by removing all the panels back here. Alright, everything is out. As you can see, I have this little prop rod holding the rear hatch up, but let me just kind of show you guys the condition of some of the parts that I'm taking out. So here's the rear hatch panel that I took out. It was missing a bunch of screws. As you can see, it's all cracked up, it's blistering. So I don't think I can in good conscience put this back in the car, so I'm gonna have to get another one. Here's the gas struts that were in there. I don't know if these were factory or not. Maybe you guys could tell me. Looks like they're a Gas Spring Company brand, growing barnacles on the ends. So that leads me to believe that they've been in there a while. These side panels aren't in too bad a shape, except for this one. It it broke on me. So I'm gonna need to replace it. You can see the plastic in there sandwiched in between the screw clip, but this connector for the defroster has seen better days. I don't know what to do with it other than clean it and try and get it back on the new one. But overall it wasn't too bad to get everything out. It probably took me a half hour, and basically all it is just removing the screws that are in the panels. You have the top to this little latch that secures the roof in place when it's in the trunk. You just pull that straight up. You guys have probably noticed you have to remove these lights right here, and then there's a screw hole right there. So you just take off the cover and then just pull out the light housing. It comes out pretty easily, and then just one screw right there, which is the last piece for these side panels. But again, everything came out nicely. Well, I guess for the most part. Again, there's some pieces that broke on me, but I'm excited to get new pieces and get all the new stuff back in. So, you know, as I take out this weather stripping, this piece that's separated just pretty much falls out. I don't really have to do anything, but here's the main piece. Looks like there's some sort of glue in there, but this is just coming up easily. So I'm gonna pull all of this up and then thoroughly clean down in here. As you can see, it's filthy dirty, so make sure it's all nice and clean before the new piece goes in, and I'll clean all this up. I've read online that, you know, it's more or less supposed to be a floating piece of weather strip that just lays in there. I haven't decided whether I'm gonna put any new glue in there or not, but I'll make that a game time decision. So for now, I'm just gonna clean this up and then we'll go from there. Okay, the old weather stripping is out, and this is pretty messy, guys. All of the residual adhesive on there, it just kind of came off as I was removing. You can see it just kind of like splattered and spread as I was removing the old piece. Here I've just tried to wipe it down a little bit, but this is messy. It'll take some time to clean up and get right before I put the new piece in. So ugh. Okay, I think I got everything as clean as it's gonna get. Check it out. So just to correct one of my comments earlier, the substance that was on this lip was not an adhesive. It is a white lithium grease, just to further enhance the weather strip as a floating piece. So I cleaned it off as best I could. There's still a little bit of residual on there, which is fine. I'm not going to worry about putting more on. I'm going to go ahead and put the new weather stripping on. So I'll start with the corners and then work my way in. All right, the new weather stripping is in, and it looks pretty good. Went in easily. Fitment's really good. Here's a look at the corners. I know the corners are prone to tear, but supposedly this piece of weather stripping should be better than what's been designed and manufactured in the past. I'll put a link to this part in the description below. I think I got it from C4 Corvette. But I'm excited. I'll be able to wash the car now. Before, I was just hand washing it carefully, trying not to get a bunch of water down in here, because obviously the weather stripping wasn't doing anything. So I ordered some trim panels for back here, and so when I get those, I'll reinstall them. I can't put the gas struts back on until I have those panels, so I'm kind of at a stopping point, but I think this turned out really nice and I'm excited. Another thing I'm gonna do while I'm back here and have everything apart is replace this rear hatch release assembly, because it doesn't work. And you guys have probably noticed in other videos that I have to manually pull this cable to get the hatch to release. And based on some troubleshooting that I've done, I'm like 90 to 95% sure that it's this assembly that's the problem. Probably the solenoid itself. When I push all the buttons to release the hatch, I can hear the relay back here clicking, so it is getting power. That leads me to believe that the solenoid is bad. Also, I know there's a ground here that can cause the assembly to not work. You guys probably can't see it very well, but there's a ground down in there, and I took that apart last night and tried to clean it up and put it back on and try and see if that would fix it, but it didn't. So I ordered a new assembly. It was only like 50 bucks. So once that gets here, I'm gonna throw it in, but for now I'll just get this old one out and we'll wait for parts. Okay guys, the old assembly is out, and it's not too difficult to get out. It's just held on by 2 bolts, one there and one there, and 2 electrical connectors. There's that ground I was talking about earlier, but came out pretty easy, and I'll just wait for the new one and then we'll put a new one in there, see if it'll work. All right, so the new rear hatch release assembly is in. Looks like it came off of a 1990 Corvette, and I did buy this off of eBay. It is used, but the seller did say it was tested and it works. So I'm going to install this and then we'll test it out. All right, the new hatch release assembly is in and all hooked up, so let's test it out. I'm just going to push this. Oh yeah. Yes. Oh yeah. Okay guys, the rear hatch release works. Obviously it's not popping up all the way because I don't have the gas struts back in yet, but that feels good. Feels good to get a win. No more tugging on that stupid emergency release cable. It's really cool that all 3 of those switches work. So it'll be a few more days before the new trim pieces for the rear hatch area get here. So I think I'm gonna end the video here, and then in the next video we'll button all of this up. And then also in the next video, we're gonna try and get my climate control to work again. This is something that's never really worked right since I've had the car, and I'm gonna try a few things to see if we can't get it going. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up. That really helps out the channel. If you want future content, please subscribe to the channel. Thanks again for watching guys. I'll see you in the next one.